Thank you so much to the Earth Day Network for the invitation to be here and share a bit about our story with the Flint Water Study. And I want to introduce Sid Roy and Becca Martin, who are two of many students that worked as part of the team. So this all relates to water. And water is a basic human need. A person can't live without water for more than 3 days. And we need it for drinking, for cooking, and for bathing. And for nearly 2 years, the citizens of Flint were denied this basic human right. And worse, despite protests, despite obvious orange water coming out of the tap, they were lied to and told that their water was safe to drink, which left vulnerable the most sensitive populations, including children and pregnant mothers, to risk. And I'm sure many of you followed the story very closely and are aware that not only did children suffer from lead poisoning, but there was also a Legionnaire's disease outbreak in which 12 people died and at least 92 others became ill. And this was most likely also linked to the water switch in Flint. So I think the question that goes through a lot of our minds is, why did this happen? And it's the subject of debate in the media, and there's a lot of blame to go around for sure, at many levels of responsibility. But one way of distilling it down is that the state and the federal agencies that we trust to protect people and the environment don't always do so. And too often times, there's a dark side of human nature that prevails. One that's more concerned about rocking the boat, about getting people worried, than actually taking responsibility for real-world harm that's being done to people and doing something about it. For many of us, Flint was a loss of innocence. And how was this cycle broken in Flint? It's a rare case, and in essence, a few brave individuals who truly cared in their hearts about these children being harmed spoke up, and they persisted. And it wasn't easy. It was in the face of criticism and lies. They continued to work hard, and they made personal sacrifice. A worried mom, an employee at the Environmental Protection Agency, a doctor at a children's hospital, many environmental activists, and a professor and leader of our Flint Water Study team, Mark Edwards, and the two students you see here, and several others. And these students literally worked around the clock. They traveled back and forth. It was a 9-hour trip to Flint. They collected, they processed, and analyzed water samples. And this is how we got the hard data that would prove that the Flint water was, in fact, unsafe to drink. And at the same time, making the data fully transparent and publishing regular updates on a website, something that you don't always see in scientific practice. And a key point that I'd like to make here is that this was well above and beyond the already arduous call of duty of a graduate student. This was not work that was going to get them an A in class or add to their master's or PhD dissertations. This was real work that needed to be done And they were in a position to do it, and so they did it. To me, these students are a shining example of how science should be done. And frankly, how the forces of publish or perish, get the grant environment pushes a typical science like me not to do things. And I'm extremely humbled to be part of the Flint Water Study team. It's truly been life-changing, and I thank you.